Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to this new episode of Sudan in Focus weekly news magazine, which focuses on Sudan news and events, aims to give the Sudan TV audience a broad and first-hand information about what is going on in Sudan. So let's go.
Sudan Armed Forces carried out a successful special operation at dawn on Friday that led to the destruction of a large quantity of equipment belonging to the enemy and resulted in the death of several commanders and elements of the terrorist Daglo militia, the office of the spokesperson of the armed forces said in a press statement on Friday. The forces were also able to reach deep into enemy lines in Bari and Halfaya. Your forces sustained 7 martyrs and 27 injured. The member of the Transitional Sovereignty Council and Assistant Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, General Yasser Abdul Rahman Hassan al-Atta, inspected the troops in the Wadi Sidna area. He was accompanied by members of the mobile leadership and the commanders of the forces in the area. He visited the wounded and injured from the Battle of Dignity and addressed the troops. Al-Atta affirmed the determination of the armed forces, other security agencies, popular resistance, and volunteers to decisively end the rebellion. Al-Atta stated that they are not advocates of war, but have no choice in light of the terrorist militia's stubborn refusal to implement previous agreements. He emphasized that they would not return to negotiations unless the outcomes of the Jeddah Platform Agreement of May 2023, which require the terrorist militia to vacate civilian homes and facilities, are adhered to. Al-Atta congratulated the forces that carried out the special operation in Bari, which destroyed a significant portion of the enemy's hard power, assuring that such operations would be repeated and that victory is near, God willing. The Vice President expressed the state's view on negotiations. Mr. Vice President, your army is ready. This war, in the future and after its details are revealed, will be studied in military colleges for what the Sudanese army did to mercenaries from 9 countries supported by other states, Al-Atta said. The official page of the Sudanese Armed Forces on the Facebook platform broadcast this video of the Halfaya Bridge and the surrounding area following the success of the armed forces in destroying the platforms and positions of the terrorist militia Al-Dagalo during the qualitative operation on Friday morning. President of the Transitional Sovereignty Council, TSC, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, met on Wednesday with the Special Envoy of the United Nations Secretary-General, Ramtane Lamamra, where the meeting touched on the role that the United Nations plays in addressing the Sudanese crisis. Lamamra said, in a press statement, that the mission assigned to him by the United Nations Secretary-General is to encourage the Sudanese brothers to reach a peaceful solution to the crisis in Sudan, indicating that the United Nations is consulting with all parties in order to bring viewpoints closer and reach a peaceful solution. He added that his visit to the country came to find out the facts about the situation on the ground and to consult with state officials. Vice President of the Transitional Sovereignty Council, TSC, Malik Agar, affirmed that the armed forces are the only force qualified to achieve peace and stability in the country, take it to the zone of safety, and create a conducive climate to address the postponed Sudanese issues. Agar explained that the seeds and roots of the current war are of Sudanese origin that were planted on American soil, presented to the European Union and directed by labor hands from the United Arab Emirates toward Sudan. His Excellency added that the world that prepared for this war does not want Sudan to have sovereignty over its lands with their various wealth and resources. Agar denounced the invitation of the U.S. Secretary of State to the government to return to the Jeddah platform for negotiations and said, "We will not go to Jeddah, and whoever wants that must kill us in our country and carry our remains to Jeddah." His Excellency stressed that the current stage cannot bear the interference and strife of political parties on the scene with their different agendas, and the priority must be to stop the war, achieve stability, and then move toward national reconciliation through the Sudanese dialogue. In his first diplomatic activities, while leading the Sudanese delegation participating in the 10th ministerial meeting of the China-Arab Cooperation Forum held in Beijing, Acting Foreign Minister of Foreign Affairs Hussein Awad Ali met on Tuesday, May 28, 2024, with the Foreign Minister of the Friendly People's Republic of China, Wang Yi, a member of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China and head of the office of the party's Foreign Affairs Committee. The two sides held a fruitful official talk session during which they reviewed the strong bilateral relations between the two friendly countries and ways to enhance them, during which the foreign minister briefed his Chinese counterpart on developments of the situation in Sudan, including what Sudan and its people are facing as the result of the war fueled by foreign hands. For his part, Mr. Wang Yi explained, during the discussions, that China's firm and supportive position for Sudan will not waver no matter how circumstances change, stressing his country's keenness to support Sudan to protect its national sovereignty, independence, territorial integrity and regional status, rejecting external interference in its internal affairs, reaffirming its support in achieving internal peace and stability, and exploring a development path that suits its national circumstances to create a better future for its people, once again. Continuing China's support for Sudan through international platforms. Acting Foreign Minister, Ambassador Hussein Awad Ali, led the Sudan delegation to the 10th session of the ministerial meeting of the Arab-Chinese Cooperation Forum on Thursday in the Chinese capital, Beijing. The meeting, in which Arab foreign ministers and the Secretary-General of the Arab League participated, was addressed by Chinese President Xi Jinping, and the leaders of the Kingdom of Bahrain, the Arab Republic of Egypt, and the Republic of Tunisia. The minister presented Sudan's speech at the conference, in which he explained the dimensions of the war waged by the terrorist rebel militia, its foreign mercenaries, and its regional sponsors against citizens, the country's sovereignty and unity, its national institutions, and its economic resources. His Excellency highlighted the heroic role of the Sudanese armed forces in confronting this treacherous plan, supported by the entire Sudanese people. Acting Foreign Minister called on friendly and brotherly countries and the international community to condemn the crimes of this terrorist rebel militia and support Sudan to overcome this current crisis. The ministers approved the forum's work plan for the period 2024 to 2026, and the joint statement between China and the Arab countries on the Palestinian issue. The meeting also issued the Beijing Declaration, which approved holding the next Arab-Chinese summit in Beijing in 2026. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs summoned Sunday, in the presence of the members of the Technical Committee for Humanitarian Aid, Ms. Hala Kaid, the acting director of the World Health Organization's (WHO) office in Sudan, on the backdrop of the use of one of the terrorist militia's leader of the organization's official uniform. The ministry urged WHO to clarify the circumstances of this incident, and to issue a clear condemnation of the militia's exploitation of the World Health Organization logo to commit its crimes. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs stressed that the organization's silence about the incident would raise doubts and fears about the organization's position on the militia's violations and crimes. The acting director of the organization's office promised to announce a position on the militia's exploitation of the organization's logo, after consulting with the organization's leadership in Geneva.
They want to show they're on top. Soldiers and police of the Sudan Armed Forces in the center of Omdurman, doing the sign of the falcon. We've seized our prey. The aim is to demonstrate to us that they're back in control and that the people are happy to see them. But such triumphalism is premature. They may have driven the Rapid Support Force militia out of this part of Omdurman in March, but their enemy still occupies Omdurman's twin city, the capital Khartoum, and much of the rest of Sudan. We drive through a city of ruins. Imagine the shopkeepers, the people who lived here, the lives destroyed by this futile war. Families rescue a few belongings from looters. Every 100 meters or so, new local recruits have erected another checkpoint. Everyone's nervous. General Abdel Fattah Burhan presides over devastation, over a country that's coming apart, the legitimacy of his leadership open to question. The last battle for this part of Omdurman was fought here in the middle of March. This area was absolutely littered with bodies. The Ministry of Health came and removed hundreds. But the RSF is still just about 4 kilometers up the road. The battle for the capital of Sudan is not over yet. Walls that remain intact hide the greatest horrors. This house was owned by a poet who fled to Saudi Arabia. The RSF took it over, but they didn't just trash the place as they did elsewhere, but turned it into a torture or maybe execution chamber. They dug a pit and placed a pulley on an iron bar on the ceiling to hoist people up and suspend them. Rumours of what happened here spread. After the RSF was driven out, the homeowners asked a neighbour to come and check.
فدخلت هنا ما قدرت يعني اتخلعت من المنظر الموجود ده. يعني أنا وصلت هنا الباب ويعني كنت في حالة بتاعت صدمة كده، دي شنو دي الحاصل شنو. فبعد ذاك جيت أخبرت شباب الحلة، قلت لهم والله يا أخي في حاجة حاصلة كده غريبة يعني في البيت ده، يعني من منظر الحديد والحفرة وكده، يعني حاجة صعبة.
We found a document listing names. 31-year-old Omar Ahmed Adam, a 30-year-old woman Manal Hassan, 12 names in total, all accused of great betrayal, in other words, not supporting the RSF. And amongst the debris, mementos of the happy family who once lived here, who can never in their worst imaginings have predicted what would happen in their home. So there were really big battles here, yeah?
Yes.
I walked a few yards round the corner with Rashid Ahmed, who stayed at home here in Old Omdurman for 4 months until the fighting became too intense. Outside his house we can smell death. The piles of earth are makeshift graves. RSF slogans have been graffitied on the walls.
This is my car. This is my car, yes.
It was your car?
It was, yes.
His house was badly damaged. A rocket hit after he left. But the cornicing with which his grandfather adorned the walls when he built the house in the 1940s remains.
We don't expect it to happen to us. This. All in our dreams we can't imagine this. Always we hear about wars again outside Khartoum and outside Omdurman, not in Omdurman, not in Khartoum. It's very bad. Very bad.
Do you think you will live here again?
Sure. Sure. It's my house. It's my home. We will build again, inshallah.
The children still play, even if they've fled their homes and are living in a school that doubles as a centre for the displaced. Their mothers, of course, can't forget what brought them here.
طبعا الدعامة جو علينا في بيوتنا، طفوا علينا في البيوت وكانوا دايما يغتصبوا بناتنا، ولا من بناتنا طفرناهم بالحيط بفوق وقتلوا بنت وولدين كانوا دايما يدافعوا عن البنات ديلا. حالتنا يعني صعبة، وطبعا الرجال ما لاقين شغل يشتغلوا ويعني ياهو.
In the absence of international aid, neighbourhood groups are pitching in. Do you think that the international community has let you down?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think so. I think that people eyes now on Ukraine and Gaza, but we got not a lot of help here in Sudan. Basically, people need food and medicine, basically. Okay?
Food and medicine, as simple as that?
As simple as that.
Because in war you see the best as well as the worst of humankind. The best being people like Dr. Mohammed Banaga, who started a soup kitchen for displaced people, funded by local shops and friends in the Sudanese diaspora. And you stayed here throughout the war. Were you not afraid?
No, I'm not afraid. Afraid of what?
Afraid of being killed?
Man will die once, no? Not twice, once.
This family just escaped Wad Madani to the southeast of Omdurman, where the RSF recently seized control. All over Sudan, people are going hungry because they've lost everything. The economy has collapsed, and armed men frequently steal what little aid is available.
الوضع سيء جدا، يقتلوا المواطنين، يشيلوا حقهم وينهبون زي دي ويطردون من بيوتهم، وشالوا ثمارهم وحياتهم كلها، موادنا المحاصيل كله شالوا برا.
Ruin upon ruin, rout on rout. Not a paradise lost, but a country. Neighbouring powers are fueling this war. The United Arab Emirates arming the RSF, Iran and Egypt backing the Sudan armed forces. If the parties aren't forced to negotiate, what will be left of Sudan? Nothing that can be reassembled, but a failed state in a forever war, its people dispersed and destitute.
Sudanese camels belong to the species camelus dromedarius. These camels are owned and raised by nomadic tribes who migrate north and south according to the season in search of water and pasture. A camel from Latin camelus and Greek camelos. Camels have long been domesticated, and as livestock they provide food, camel milks and meat, and textiles, fiber and felt from camel hair. Camels are working animals especially suited to their desert habitat and are a vital means of transport for passenger and cargo. There are two surviving species of camels. The one-hummed dromedary makes up 94% of the world's camel population, and the two-hummed Bactrian camel makes up 6%. Interesting facts about camels is camels store water in their bloods, not in their humps. Camels are born without humps. Camel milk is incredibly nutritious, and also camels can live to 50 years. Moreover, camels in Sudan are concentrated in two main regions: the eastern states, where camels are found in the Butana Plains and in the Red Sea Hills, and western regions are found in Darfur beside Kordofan. In Sudan, camels' names refer to their tribes. Besides this, each tribe has measurements and phenotypic descriptions for their camels, such as highest value of hair, girth, and their tribe's names. Camels, as Zoe gives their tribe names, is Kinani camel. It is also known as Rufa'a camel. The breed is found in Sinnar and Blue Nile State and is owned by Rufa'a, Agaleen, Dughim, and Kinana tribes. Rashidi camel, found in eastern Sudan, Gadarif, and Kassala states, bred by Rashida nomadic tribe which migrate from Saudi Arabia to Sudan. Lahawi camel, this breed is found in Gadarif state and is bred by Lahawi tribe. Anafi camel, this type of camels is generally found in Gadarif state, eastern Sudan, Jazeera and Sinnar states, central Sudan. It's owned by Rashida and Lahawiyin tribes. Gadarif states, Shukriya, Batahin, Ahamida tribes. Jazeera state, Rufa'a and Kinana tribes. Sinnar state. Bishari camel mainly found in eastern Sudan, Kassala and Gadaref states. It's bred by Bishariyin, Amr, Bani Amir and Hadandawa tribes. It was also bred with other tribes, Shukriya and Lahawiyin in small numbers with other types. Kabashi camel, this breed is found in North Kordofan state owned by Kababish tribe. Majanin camel found in North Kordofan state bred by the Majanin tribe. Shambali camel, this camel is found in North and South Kordofan states. It's bred by Shanabilat and Awamira tribes. Maalia camel, this breed of camel is found in North and South Kordofan state. It's bred by Maalia and Maagala tribes. Butana camel, this camel breed is found in the Butana plains east of Jazeera state. These camels have different names depending on the tribe of owners. It's bred by Shukriya, Ahamida, Maghariba, and Batahin tribes. At the end, Sudan is full of potentialities, especially animal resources and livestock. So, Sudan is a world food basket.
Sudan's year-long war has unleashed a wave of violence and displacement, fueling a surge of both serious and petty crimes. According to police reports, more than 50,000 complaints were filed between last June, 2 months after the war started, and April of this year. Police in Sudan say there has been a significant increase in petty crime and general lawlessness in the country.
The fragility caused by the war is encouraging criminals to commit various crimes like illicit trade in arms, abductions, theft and drug dealing. We've witnessed unprecedented crime rates after the conflict broke out last year, so efforts need to be made to remove the impact of war when the conflict ends.
The war has displaced millions of people, crippled the economy, and forced many, often totally out of character, to break the law just to survive.
I came here to Hadal police station to report my stolen vehicle. It was taken from my house. It's really weird because I've never been through this before, but the police have promised to find it.
The looting of humanitarian aid stores by militia groups and the blockade of essential goods in certain regions have led to a steep rise in the price of commodities. This has pushed more people into desperate measures, including violent crime.
My youngest son has gone missing for 4 days now, and I came here to the police station to file a case. He went to the oven to bring bread and never came back. We looked for him everywhere, and he's gone. My heart is broken.
Security officials are concerned about the potential for more escalations. They are also worried about the rapid surge in crime rates and how the war continues to impact people's daily lives in different and costly ways.
Mangrove tree is considered as one of the economic, environment and tourism importance that can play a major role in our community. Mangrove located along the Red Sea coast in Sudan. There are a lot of forests on seasonal essentials along the Red Sea coast, which is surrounded by coral reefs that considered as the marine environment ecosystem for the marine organisms and wild creatures, which feed on the mangrove trees, and it has nutrition substances that comes from the Red Sea mountains chain that can provide protection for the marine organism beside the Red Sea shores. From the corrosion, the tree leaves of the mangrove used for treating gum and liver in addition to feed wild animals. Also used in making houses, pots, and absorption carbon gases. Mangrove trees located in southern Sawakin near Haidub Port and Kalanayeb district. The heat of the mangrove trees ranges between 5 millimeter to 12 that can preserve the environment biodiversity. Mangrove trees provide fertile environment for many fish to grow.
خسروا خسارة كبيرة الناس، خسروا خسارة كبيرة جدا كبيرة جدا.